Calling all entrepreneurs, get ready because it may be your time to own your own office space. Plus, what is the state of the Prince George's Chamber? Coming up next on The Pulse. Calling all entrepreneurs. It's Economic Development Week in Prince George's County. The only show in town dedicated to helping Prince George's County businesses. Hello, I'm Denise Roberts and welcome to The Pulse, the show dedicated to helping Prince George's County businesses. How long are you going to pay rent to a landlord who gets to reap all the benefits of the space that you occupy? Joining me today to talk about how entrepreneurs can build wealth through real estate is Sherman Ragland, a best-selling author of 2 books, Real Estate Investing 101 and New Rules of the Game. And you have a new book coming out too, right? Yeah, the new book is called Wealth We Can, and it's all about how entrepreneurs build wealth by first and foremost managing and growing their businesses, and then also using their businesses as a tool, to accumulate more real estate. Okay, so how can you build wealth how can a business build wealth? Well, real estate? So most businesses, the typical progression is you start off at home, and then by the time you get to about 2 or 3 employees, you start looking for space, right? Spouse comes home and says, what are all these cars in the parking lot? Who are all these people? You need to move this thing out of here, right? Right. So typically what most entrepreneurs will do is go out and go out and lease space from a landlord. But if you look at the typical balance sheet of most entrepreneurs, most companies, the biggest chunk of money that they spend is for personnel, and that's a variable cost based on how the business is growing and contracting or expanding. But then the second biggest cost is facilities cost, real estate costs. And what a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize is by the time they get to their 3rd or 4th employee, they actually can save money by owning space as opposed to paying a lease payment. And the big benefit is you not only get the tax benefits of owning the space, but at some point in time when the business outgrows the space, you still have the space that you can use. So there really are significant benefits to entrepreneurs in buying their space as opposed to just only thinking about leasing. Okay, so you just mentioned how once they get to their 3rd or 4th employee, they can save money. How does that work? Well, I'll give you a case in point. We have a company. Our company started off with 4 employees. We went to 10 employees. We were leasing space, about 3,000 square feet near the metro, and we ultimately decided to go ahead and buy our own building. We were able to buy 5,000 square feet of space and move into the 5,000 square feet of space, and our operating costs for the real estate piece actually got cut in half. And I see this over and over again when I work with entrepreneurs. Wow. Okay. Yeah, think about getting twice as much space and paying half as much for it, right? Right. Now, here's the best part. We bought that space 10 years ago. Our company expanded to the point that I needed a line of credit for payroll and expansion, et cetera. So I went to my local banker and I said, hey, I need a $200,000 line of credit. Because I own my own space, bankers being bankers, they need collateral. They said, okay, well, you need some kind of collateral. Rather than using my own home, my own residence as collateral, I use the business asset for collateral. So it's sort of like you get to get multiple bites at the cake by having your own space. Okay, so what about someone who has a full-time job, but yet they have this side hustle? Okay. They're still trying to be an entrepreneur. Oh, I love that. They've got kids and everything. What is a scenario for someone like that who wants to move into real estate then? So for a person who's got a full-time job, but they're thinking about going down the entrepreneurial journey, it makes sense to buy 1 or 2 investment properties. And they can be, single-family houses, they can be condos. Here's why. At some point in time, as you grow your business, you're going to need working capital. When you go see the banker, and I don't care which banker you go see, Old Line Bank, Sandy Spring Bank, whomever, they're going to say, yes, we like your balance sheet, we like what you're doing, but we still need collateral to give you this $50,000 line of credit. We still need collateral to give you this $100,000 line of credit. Do you want to put up your own home? Do you want to put up your own, or would you rather say, hey, listen, I have a couple of investment properties. Can we use the equity that I've built up over the past couple of years and use that as a security for my expansion capital loan to grow my business? Okay, so what about the person or the entrepreneur, whether it's just a homeowner or an entrepreneur that has this space, but they're upside down. You know, ever since the housing bubble burst, you know, it's harder to get loans now.
Well, that's a good point. And so typically when we see somebody who wants to get into real estate investing, which is a slightly different path than the entrepreneur who wants space for their business, there's a reason why people operate through partnerships. Maybe you have a situation or somebody has a situation where their credit score isn't where it needs to be. That makes for a great opportunity for two people to get together and say, okay, listen, I'll take the lead in finding the property, I'll take the lead in identifying the opportunity, but I'm going to need for you to come in as a partner, either to provide capital, or in many cases, I just need for you to come in as a partner because you've got a better balance sheet, you've got a better FICO score than I do. Here's a chance for us to do a joint venture and go in and buy a house together, and at some point in time we split profits. And at some point in time, either I buy you out or you buy me out.
Are there programs available or funding programs available for businesses who just don't have the capital? Because you know, a lot of small businesses nowadays are just small.
Well, that's a great question. So sort of shifting back to the business owner, the SBA has a program which is very widely used called the SBA 504 program.
Okay.
And that 504 program provides 90% financing specifically for business owners who want to buy real estate, and it's either existing real estate that they want to reposition, or maybe even a ground-up development, although I don't necessarily recommend that your first deal be a ground-up development because now you've got additional kinds of risk besides just buying a building. And it provides 90% financing. The great thing about Prince George's County is if you have a Prince George's County-based business or you're Prince George's County resident, you can go see Shelley Gross-Wade over at the Financial Services Corporation, FSC, and they have the ability to tap into some funds where they can actually provide the matching 10%. So you can basically get 100% financing if you're a small business owner in Prince George's County by going to CFSC.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that way you don't have to tie up your working capital to be able to move into a situation where you can buy your own building.
Well, thank you. We've got to cut it right there.
Okay.
Because we just ran out of time. But Sherman Ragland, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, Denise.
For coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And you'll have to come back again.
I'd love to.
All right.
Thanks so much.
All right, what's on the horizon for Prince George's County businesses? That's up next when we come back. Word has it, there are nearly 28 million small businesses in the U.S. Of those 28 million, a full 22 million consists of one lone employee. Finally, a way to make money from being antisocial. Word up.
The National Honor Society helps students develop skills that prepare them to get to and through college and ultimately on to realizing their greatest dreams. Whether you are a student or parent, take some time today to think about what the next step looks like toward a lifetime of success. Visit honoryourfuturenow.org.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Our next guest is David Harrington, President and CEO of the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for being here.
Delighted to be here.
So can you tell us, what is the function of the Prince George's Chamber?
So we do three things. One, we provide a high level of advocacy for businesses in public policy that affects business at both the local and state level, and also at times at the federal level. We also provide a venue for learning. So what is going on, particularly in Prince George's County and the region, that you can tap into so that that will inform you about how to grow your business. And the third thing is networking. I mean, what's key to business is that people do business with people they know. And so knowing those people, you get an opportunity then to not only exchange cards, but then think about then ways that you could do business together.
So what are the benefits of businesses in Prince George's County getting involved with the Chamber?
Well, look, if you're in business, the last thing that you can do is get on the phone call get on your phone for 2 hours and try to contact someone, or figure out then who do I need to network in. So we set the table. We set the table for you to connect with people who you know you need to do business with, and we set the table for you to figure out then what are the opportunities in Prince George's County. And the third thing, as I mentioned earlier, is you know many times you don't have opportunities to call your council person or your state representative, we're there for you and speaking for you in a way where then we're protecting the interest of your particular business.
What's some of the legislation going on right now that the Chamber is paying attention to?
Great question. In the state level, there are two very hot topics. One is paid leave, which this bill will require that any business that has 15 or more employees would have to offer at least 1 hour leave per 30 hours worked.
Is that something that the Chamber supports?
Well, what we're saying is that we want some amendments to that. Okay. So for those companies that have seasonal employees, those companies that have like adjunct faculty, we think that they should be removed out of that bill. Okay. And so we're hoping to get some amendments to that bill. And the other thing is what's called preemption for minimum wage, which then the state would be solely responsible for setting any sort of minimum wage increases. Right now, counties have been setting minimum wage, which we think sets up an unfair advantage for us in the region, and we're hoping that bill gets passed. Okay. We're supporting that bill. Are
there other bills that you're looking at as well?
So we've, on the county level, we've been very successful in changing the procurement law in a way that's going to be very helpful for small business, and we're very excited about that. And we're very successful in helping banks get more money for the county that's invested in our local banks.
Okay. And we got two great events coming up, right, from the Chamber?
We got a great event coming up. So on February 22nd, we have the State of the Chamber event, where our featured speaker is Maryland President, University of Maryland President, Dr. Wallace Lowe, which has some of the biggest developments that's happening in Prince George's County.
Right. Yeah.
And then on March the 2nd, like soon after that, we're going to have the grandest economic development forum that's going to feature every development in Prince George's County and how you, as a small business or any business in Prince George's County, can tap into those. So if you want to know how to make money in Prince George's County, you want to come to those events, because that's where you're going to meet some exciting people who want to hear from you.
Right, right. You've got like sort of a new partnership with the Supplier Development and Diversity Division.
We're happy about that. Yeah. We really are. And this partnership, we believe, is going to, one, introduce just another sort of value to our members in a way that connects with what's going on in the Office of Central Services and Supplier Diversity. So we're delighted about that. With Cindy Phoenix, we have a great relationship with your team, and so I think the best is yet to come with that. Okay.
For people who want to attend those events, where do they go to register?
So you can go right online. We have Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce.org, and you can register right online and get there. And I tell you, the February 22nd event, State of the Chamber, is filling up. It really is.
Yeah, it's filling up. How many people usually attend that event?
So we get, at all of our events, we get between 150 and 200 people. Okay. And then we have a gala that comes up in October where we anticipate getting 500 people as well. Okay. And that's the first Friday in October. Okay. So save that date.
Yeah, save that date. So I get an invite.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The State of the Chamber, you hold that every year, right? And what are you highlighting at that event?
So here we're highlighting, particularly this year, the development that's happening around University of Maryland, which we think is amazing. And then we want to tell people about what the Chamber is doing on their behalf, let them know what our committee structure is and what they're doing, and then how they could tap into that. And they may raise interesting insights for us to consider as we grow as a Chamber.
All right. You heard it here. David Harrington, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
And that's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. This show and previous episodes are posted on our website, diversity.mypgc.us, and click on the pulse. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at PGC Diversity, and our YouTube channel is The Pulse TV. If you would like to join our Small Business Club for a chance to showcase your business on this show, send an email with the link to your company website to sdddoutreach@co.pg.md.us. I'm Denise Roberts, and remember, in Prince George's County, your success is our business.